For Father's Day, my daughter sent me a box. My wife said, "Don't open it. Can't you see?" You know what's funny? I got that box on Father's Day morning, and by sundown, I had my daughter blocked, my lawyer on the phone, and a cop shaking my hand like I dodged a mine, all without ever opening it. I keep thinking about that. How the hell does a man go from waiting for a Father's Day card to calling 911 on his own kid? How does that even happen? I'm Jerry Whitmore, 68 years old, and I've been sitting on this porch in Northern California for the last 3 months, trying to figure out where I went wrong. Not with the box. I know what that was now. I mean with everything else. With raising her, with being her dad. You ever have one of those moments where you realize you've been looking at something backwards your whole life? Like you thought you were building something, but you were actually just handing someone the tools to tear it down? That's what this feels like. Before I get into it, and I'm gonna get into it, because I can't keep carrying this alone. Tell me something. Where are you listening from? I mean it. Type it in the comments. Because I need to know I'm not the only one out here who's been blindsided by their own blood. Tell me where you're at. Maybe it'll help me feel less alone in this. Alright. So, Father's Day, June 18th. Started like any other Sunday, except my wife Carol made pancakes. She doesn't usually do that anymore. My cholesterol and all that. But Father's Day, she makes an exception. We're sitting there at the kitchen table. Same table I built 20 years ago when I still had steadier hands. Carol's scrolling through her phone. I'm reading the paper like some old fossil who still gets it delivered. Normal morning, quiet morning. Then the doorbell rings. Not a knock. The doorbell. And it's maybe 8:30 in the morning. Carol gets up to check, and I hear her talking to someone. Can't make out the words. Just the tone. Polite but short. Then the door closes, and she comes back holding this box. Brown shipping box. Maybe the size of a shoebox. Little heavier looking though. She sets it on the counter, not the table, and goes back to her coffee. "What's that?" I ask. "Package for you?" "On Sunday." She shrugs. "Special delivery, I guess." I get up to look at it, and that's when I see the return label. Amanda's handwriting. My daughter. Lives about 4 hours south in Sacramento. Now, I hadn't heard from Amanda in maybe 2 months. Not unusual, really. She's got her life, husband, 2 kids, house in the suburbs. We don't talk much, but we don't fight either. At least, I didn't think we did. The last time we'd really talked was when she called asking if I could help with their mortgage. Her husband Mark's hours got cut at the warehouse. They were behind 3 months. I sent her $5,000. Didn't even think twice about it. That's what fathers do, right? You help when you can. I reach for the box, and that's when Carol says it. "Don't open it." Not loud, not angry, just firm. Like when you tell someone not to touch a hot stove. "What do you mean, don't open it?" She's looking at the box, not at me. "Just don't, not yet. It's from Amanda. I know who it's from. It's Father's Day. She sent me something for Father's Day." Carol looks at me then, and there's something in her face I can't read. We've been married 12 years, together 15. I know her faces: happy, sad, tired, frustrated. This wasn't any of those. This was scared. "Jerry," she says. Real quiet. "Can't you see?" "See what?" She points at the box. At first, I don't know what she's pointing at. Then I look closer. There's something written on the side of the box. Real small. In pencil. Not Amanda's handwriting. Someone else's. "Record all interactions." That's all it said. 3 words, but Carol saw it before I did. "What the hell does that mean?" I ask. Carol sits back down, puts her hands around her coffee mug like she's cold. It's June in California. She's not cold. "Jerry, when's the last time Amanda sent you anything?" I have to think about it. Christmas, maybe? Card with the kid's picture? And before that? I don't know. Why? When's the last time she sent you a package? A gift? I couldn't remember. Maybe never. "She's your daughter," Carol says, like she's choosing her words real careful. "But Jerry, something's not right here. You're being paranoid." "Am I?" She gets up, goes to the junk drawer, pulls out a pair of those reading glasses she bought at the dollar store, puts them on, and really examines the box. "Look," she says, pointing. "The tape. See how it's doubled up on the corners, like it's been opened and resealed?" I look. She's right. And here, she continues, running her finger along the bottom. "Feel this." I feel where she's pointing. There's something hard under the cardboard, not part of the box. Something added. "What is that?" "I don't know," Carol says. "But I don't like it." We stand there staring at this box like it's a snake that might bite. My own daughter's package, sitting on my counter on Father's Day, and I'm afraid to open it. That's when Carol says something that stops me cold. Jerry, did Amanda ever ask you about your will? My will? No. Why would she? What about power of attorney? Carol, what's this about? She takes off the glasses, sets them down gentle. Remember last month when she visited? When she brought the kids? Yeah, we had barbecue. Remember how she kept asking about your medications? If you were taking them right? If you ever forgot? I did remember, thought she was just being caring, and she asked about our finances. If we had enough saved, if we were managing okay. She was concerned. Was she? Carol goes to her purse, pulls out her phone. I need to show you something. She scrolls for a minute, then hands it to me. It's a text message from Amanda to Carol. I didn't even know they texted. It said, "Does Jerry seem different to you lately? More forgetful? I'm worried about his decision-making." The date was 3 weeks ago. Why didn't you show me this? Because I thought she was just worried. But then, Carol takes the phone back, scrolls more. This came yesterday. Another text. I've been documenting some things for his own good. We might need to talk about next steps. Next steps. I sit down. Hard. The chair creaks. You think she's... I don't know what I think, Carol says. But that box? That's not a Father's Day gift. We both look at it. Sitting there innocent as can be. Brown cardboard. My name written in my daughter's hand. And suddenly it feels like a bomb. Maybe we're wrong, I say. Maybe it's just... Maybe we're being crazy. Maybe, Carol says. But she doesn't sound like she believes it. I reach for it again, and Carol actually grabs my wrist. Jerry, please. Let's think about this. Think about what? It's a box from my daughter, with instructions to record all interactions written on it. Maybe that's for the delivery guy. In pencil? On the side? She had a point. I pull my hand back. We stand there looking at this thing, and I feel something I haven't felt in years. Not since the divorce. Not since I lost custody of Amanda when she was 6. I feel like I'm being set up. Call someone, Carol says. Call who? I don't know. Your cousin. The lawyer. And say what? My daughter sent me a box. And I'm scared to open it? Carol picks up her phone again. Does something I don't expect. She takes a picture of the box. Then another from a different angle. Then close-ups of the writing, the tape, everything. For evidence, she says. Evidence of what? She doesn't answer. I want to laugh. I want to tell her she's being ridiculous. But I can't. Because deep down, in that place where you know things before your brain admits them, I know she's right. Something's wrong. I think about Amanda, my little girl. 6 years old when her mother and I split. I remember signing the papers giving her mom primary custody, because I couldn't afford the lawyer fees to fight it. Figured I'd still see her weekends. Be her dad. But her mom remarried within a year. Moved 2 hours away. Suddenly weekends became once a month. Then holidays. Then whenever I paid support. Never missed. Sent birthday cards, Christmas presents, called when I could. But you know what that's like? Being a visitor in your kid's life? It's like being a ghost that pays bills. When she turned 18, I thought maybe we'd get closer. She'd see me as more than a check. And for a while, maybe she did. She'd call sometimes, visit once in a blue moon. When she got married, I walked her down the aisle, paid for half the wedding, even though I wasn't consulted on anything. When she had her first kid, she named him Jerry Jr. Not after me, she said, after her husband's father, also named Jerry. What are the odds, right? But I kept trying, kept giving. When they needed a new roof, I helped. When their car broke down, I sent money. When Mark's hours got cut, $5,000. 2 months ago, she cashed the check the same day. Never said thank you. Carol's watching me. You okay? Yeah, just thinking. About how I don't know my own daughter. Carol comes over, puts her hand on my shoulder. You know her, that's why you're not opening that box. She's right. God help me. She's right. So what do? We call the police. The police? Carol? Come on. Jerry, if that box is what I think it is, we need documentation. Official documentation. What do you think it is? She hesitates. Then I think your daughter is trying to build a case. A case for what? For conservatorship. For control of your assets. For declaring you incompetent. The word hits like cold water. Incompetent. That's crazy. Is it? The questions about your meds? Your memory? The texts about your decision-making? And now a box with recording instructions? Recording what? You opening it. Whatever you say, whatever you do. If there's something in there designed to upset you, confuse you, make you look unstable, I stand up. Pace to the window. Look out at the yard I've been maintaining for 20 years. The garden Carol and I planted together. The life we built. She wouldn't. Jerry, she's my daughter. I know. I changed her diapers. Taught her to ride a bike. I know. She wouldn't do this to me. Carol doesn't say anything. She doesn't have to. Because we both know Amanda would. We just never said it out loud before. I think about all the signs I ignored. How she only called when she needed something. How she never asked how I was doing. Just if I was okay, like checking a box. How she looked at our house that last visit, taking pictures of everything. Said it was for the kids, to remember Grandpa's house. Grandpa's house. Like I was already gone. Call the police, I say. Carol nods, picks up her phone, then stops. Wait, let me call David first. David's my cousin, a state lawyer down in San Francisco. Smart guy, careful guy, the kind who reads contracts 3 times before signing anything. She puts it on speaker. David answers on the 3rd ring. Carol, everything okay? David, it's Jerry too. We need your advice. On a Sunday morning, must be serious. I tell him about the box, the writing, the timing, everything. He's quiet for a long moment. Don't touch it, he says finally. That's what Carol said. Carol's smart. Listen, Jerry, has Amanda been asking about your finances lately? Yeah. Your health? Yeah. Has she visited more than usual? Once last month? Did she record anything? Take photos? Photos, yeah. Said they were for the kids. David sighs. Jerry, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest. Have you given Amanda any large sums of money recently? 5,000, 2 months ago. Documented? I wrote a check. Did she ask for it in writing? Text? Email? No, she called. So no record of her asking. No, just a record of you giving. Yeah. Another sigh. Jerry, I think you need to protect yourself. From my own daughter? I'm sorry, buddy, but yeah, from your own daughter. He tells us to call the police. File a report. Create a paper trail. Don't open the box under any circumstances. And then he says something that makes my stomach drop. Jerry, you might want to check if anyone's made inquiries about you. Credit checks, medical records requests, anything. How would I know? I'll look into it, but Jerry, this might be bigger than just one box. We hang up. Carol calls 911, not the emergency line. The regular one explains the situation. They send an officer. While we wait, I sit at the kitchen table, staring at that box. Father's Day gift, from my only child. And I'm waiting for the cops to come get it. You want to know what failure feels like? It's not losing your business, or your marriage, or your money. It's sitting at your kitchen table, afraid of a package from your own kid. The officer shows up maybe 30 minutes later. Young guy, maybe 30. Young guy, maybe 30. Officer Martinez, polite, professional, looks at the box, takes photos, asks questions. You haven't opened it? No. Any idea what's inside? No. Why do you think it might be dangerous? Not dangerous, I want to say. Worse than dangerous, but how do you explain that? Carol shows him the texts. The photos she took explains our concerns. Martinez nods. We can open it for you, document everything. Would that help? Please. He puts on gloves, gets out his phone, starts recording, carefully opens the box. Inside, a Father's Day card. Store-bought, one of those ones with a poem about what fathers mean. Signed, Love, Amanda, Mark, and the kids. Under that, a framed photo. Me and Amanda from 10 years ago, her college graduation. Under that, another envelope. Sealed, no name on it. Martinez holds it up. Want me to open this? I nod. Inside, a single sheet of paper. Typed. It's a form, designation of healthcare surrogate. My name is filled in as the patient. Amanda's name is the surrogate. It's already partially filled out. Just needs my signature. There's more, Martinez says. Another form, durable power of attorney. Same deal. My name typed in. Amanda as attorney in fact, and at the bottom of the box wrapped in tissue paper, a small digital recorder. The red light is on. It's been recording this whole time. Martinez looks at me. Sir, has anyone discussed these documents with you? No. Have you been diagnosed with any cognitive impairment? No. Do you have any reason to believe your daughter thinks you have cognitive impairment? I think about her questions, her concerns, her documentation. Yeah, I think she's been building a case. Martinez bags everything. This is evidence now? You'll need to talk to a detective, maybe a lawyer. Already did. He gives me a case number, says someone will be in touch. Then, before he leaves, he turns back. Sir, you did the right thing not opening that yourself. If you'd signed those papers, even just looking confused on that recording, it could have been used against you. After he leaves, Carol and I sit in silence. She was going to film me, I say finally, opening a Father's Day gift, looking happy, grateful, then finding legal documents, maybe getting confused, maybe signing them without thinking, because why would I suspect my own daughter? And if you got upset, angry, confrontational, that's on tape too. Evidence of instability. We sit with that for a while. Then my phone rings. Unknown number. I almost don't answer, but something tells me to. Mr. Whitmore, this is Patricia Collins from Adult Protective Services. My blood goes cold. We received a report expressing concern about your welfare. We'd like to schedule a wellness check. A report from who? I'm not at liberty to say, but Mr. Whitmore, it's just a routine check. Nothing to be concerned about. When was this report made? Yesterday afternoon? Yesterday, before I even got the box. I'll call you back, I say, and hang up. Carol's looking at me. Who was that? Adult Protective Services. Someone filed a report. Yesterday? Yeah, Jerry, she planned this. The report, then the box. If you'd opened it, signed those papers in confusion, and then APS showed up, it would look like I need help, like I can't manage my own affairs. My phone rings again. This time it's David. Jerry, you're not going to like this. What now? I made some calls. There've been inquiries. Someone's been pulling your credit reports, checking property records, looking into your bank accounts. How? Probably using information only family would know. Social security number, mother's maiden name, that sort of thing. Amanda. Most likely. Jerry, you need to lock everything down. Now. He walks me through it. Freezing credit, changing passwords, adding Carol to all my accounts, getting a new will drafted immediately. While I'm doing all this, Carol's on her laptop. She looks up suddenly. Jerry, come look at this. She's on some legal website. There's an article, How to Obtain Conservatorship of an Aging Parent. The steps are all there. Document confusion. Gather evidence of poor decision-making. File reports with protective services. Get power of attorney. It's like a playbook, and Amanda's been following it. Look at this part, Carol says, pointing at the screen. It says large gifts or unusual spending can be used as evidence of impairment. $5,000? 2 months ago? She asked for that money knowing she'd use it against me? Carol doesn't answer. She doesn't need to. I call Amanda. Straight to voicemail. Call again. Same thing. Text her, got your package. Need to talk. She texts back immediately. Did you like it? Happy Father's Day. We need to talk about the documents. No response. Amanda, I know what you're doing. Still nothing. Then, an hour later, I don't know what you mean. I'm worried about you, Dad. You seem paranoid. Paranoid. There it is. Another box checked in her documentation. I call David back. Tell him about the APS call. The texts. Don't respond anymore, he says. Any communication goes through me now. She's my daughter. She's trying to take control of your life, Jerry. This isn't about family anymore, but that's the thing. It's always about family. That's what makes it hurt. That night, Carol and I barely sleep. Every sound makes me jump. Every car that passes. I wonder if it's APS coming for their check. The next morning, David calls early. I filed for a restraining order. Against my daughter? It's protective, Jerry. To prevent her from filing for conservatorship while we sort this out. This is insane. No, what's insane is what she tried to do. Jerry, I've seen elder abuse before. This is textbook. She was days away from getting control of everything you own. I think about that. Everything I worked for, the house, the savings, the little bit of pension I get, all of it in Amanda's hands. Why? I ask. Why would she do this? Money. It's always money. But it's not just money. It's worse than that. It's that she looked at me, her father, the man who loved her despite everything, and saw a mark, a payday, a problem to solve. 2 days later, I get another call. This time it's a detective. Wants to meet about the box. I agree. We meet at the station. Detective Sarah Wong, been doing elder abuse cases for 10 years. Mr. Whitmore, what your daughter attempted is more common than you'd think. That doesn't make it better. No, it doesn't. But you should know you're not alone, and you did everything right. She shows me the recorder from the box. They'd analyzed it. It was voice-activated, been recording for about 3 hours before Officer Martinez opened the box. If you'd opened it yourself, everything would have been captured. What was she hoping to get? Confusion, anger, maybe you signing something without reading it, maybe you saying something that could be taken out of context. Any evidence that you're not competent. I'm 68 years old. I still work part-time. I manage my own finances. I've been married 12 years. How am I not competent? You are, but taken out of context, edited right. Anyone can be made to look confused, especially if they're caught off guard. She shows me something else. Screenshots from a Facebook group about elder care. Amanda's been posting in it, asking for advice about her declining father, getting sympathy, building a narrative. The posts go back 6 months. 6 months of my daughter painting me as a confused old man who needs help. She wrote that I wander the neighborhood at night, I say, reading one post. Do you? I walk the dog after dinner. Been doing it for years. She says you forgot her birthday. I sent a card. She cashed the check that was in it. Every normal thing twisted. Every human moment weaponized. Wong gives me copies of everything. For your lawyer, as I'm leaving, she stops me. Mr. Whitmore, I'm sorry this happened to you. No parent should go through this. I sit in my truck in the parking lot for 20 minutes before I can drive, not crying, just empty. When I get home, Carol's on the porch. She's been crying. What happened? She shows me her phone. Text from Amanda. You poisoned him against me. This is your fault. I was trying to help him and you destroyed our family. Block her, I say. Already did? We go inside. The kitchen table where that box sat 2 days ago. Feels like a year. I keep thinking, Carol says, about when she visited last month. How nice she was. How she hugged you, played with the dog, took all those pictures. She was gathering evidence. She sat at our table, ate our food, smiled at us, all while planning this. That's what breaks me. Not the betrayal, the premeditation, the smile on her face while she set me up. The next few weeks are paperwork and lawyers. Restraining order goes through. APS closes their investigation. Finds me completely competent. Thank God for that paper trail we created. David helps me redo everything. New will. Carol's on everything now. Amanda's specifically excluded. Not out of spite, out of necessity. You need to protect yourself, David says. She's shown what she's capable of. I know he's right, but it still feels like cutting off a limb. Then a month later, another package arrives. This time I'm ready. Carol and I photograph it before the delivery guy even leaves. Call the police immediately. They open it. Inside, photos of Amanda's kids. My grandchildren. They ask about Grandpa. I tell them you're too sick to visit. Officer Martinez, same guy from before, looks at me. This is harassment now. Violation of the restraining order. More paperwork. More court dates. More lawyers. But the photos get to me. Those kids, 6 and 4 years old, they don't know what's happening. They just know Grandpa disappeared. She's using them, Carol says. Don't let her. She's right. But knowing that doesn't make it hurt less. Amanda gets arrested. Briefly. Makes bail immediately. Her husband calls me for the first time in 2 years. Jerry, she's desperate. The business failed. We're losing the house. She thought she'd take mine. She's not thinking straight. She planned this for 6 months. Mark, that's pretty straight thinking. We need help. You need help. From someone else. I hang up. That's the last time anyone from that side contacts me directly. But the indirect contact continues. Flying monkeys, David calls them, people who do the narcissist's bidding. Her mother, my ex-wife, calls. Haven't heard from her in 5 years. Jerry, Amanda's hurting. Can't you just help her out? I've been helping her out for 30 years. She's your daughter. Is she? Because daughters don't do what she did. She made a mistake. She made a plan. There's a difference. The cousins call. The aunts, even my own brother. Family forgives, he says. Family doesn't try to declare you incompetent and steal your life savings. She's desperate. So was I when I was paying child support on a contractor's salary. I never tried to destroy anyone. One by one, I have to cut them off. Block numbers. Change my routine. Stop going to places where I might run into the flying monkeys. Carol and I become islands. Just us and a few trusted friends who understand what really happened. 3 months after the Father's Day box, we're sitting on the porch. Same chairs, same view, everything the same except everything's different. You know what I keep thinking about? I say. What? When she was little, maybe 4, she fell off her bike. Scraped her knee bad. Blood everywhere. She ran to me, not her mom, me, and I held her while she cried. Told her it would be okay. You were a good father. Was I? Because a good father doesn't raise a daughter who does this. You didn't raise her. Not really. You got weekends and holidays. You got the fun parts. Her mother raised her. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's an excuse. I don't know anymore. I keep wondering, I continue, if she ever loved me, or if I was always just a resource. Carol doesn't answer, because we both know the truth. The legal stuff drags on. Restraining order violations, harassment charges, civil suits. David handles most of it. I just sign where he tells me to sign. Amanda pleads down to a misdemeanor, probation, community service, no jail time. The judge orders her to stay away from me for 2 years. 2 years? Like that's enough time to forget your daughter tried to have you declared incompetent. But here's the thing. Nobody tells you about this kind of betrayal. It doesn't end clean. There's no moment where you suddenly feel better. No closure, just a constant low-grade grief. Like background noise you can't turn off. I find myself doing math sometimes. How much did I give her over the years? Not just child support. All of it. The wedding, the house repairs, the bailouts, the gifts. It's probably close to $100,000. Maybe more. That's not counting the emotional investment. The hopes, the dreams I had for her, for us, for what kind of relationship we'd have when she got older and understood things better. Turns out she understood things perfectly, just not the way I hoped. 6 months pass. It's Christmas. No card from Amanda, obviously, but also no cards from that whole side of the family. I've been erased. Carol tries to make it nice. Tree, presents. Her kids come to visit, my stepkids who treat me better than my biological daughter ever did. But there's a hole, Amanda-shaped hole that nothing fills. Then, late Christmas night, my phone buzzes. Unknown number, text message. It's a photo. Amanda's kids in Christmas pajamas. No message, just the photo. I should delete it, block the number, follow the rules. Instead, I stare at it. These kids who share my blood, who I'll probably never see again, who are being told God knows what about why Grandpa disappeared. Carol finds me on the porch at 2 a.m., still looking at that photo. You have to let them go, she says. They're innocent. I know, but she'll use them every time forever. She's right. She's always right. I delete the photo, block the number, go back inside. But I can't sleep. Because those kids are growing up without me. And someday they'll be old enough to ask questions, to look for answers. Maybe they'll find me. Maybe they'll understand. Or maybe they'll be just like their mother. That's the gamble, isn't it? Hope for a future reconciliation that might never come, or protect yourself from more pain. I choose protection. I'm too old for hope. A year passes. The restraining order holds. The silence continues. I hear things through the grapevine sometimes. Amanda and Mark divorced. She moved back with her mother, lost the house, declared bankruptcy. Part of me feels vindicated. Part of me just feels sad. Because here's the truth. I would have helped her, even after everything. If she'd just asked, been honest, said, Dad, I'm drowning. I need help. I would have said yes. But she didn't ask. She schemed. She plotted. She tried to take what she thought was hers. And that's the difference between family and relatives. Family asks, relatives take. It's been 3 years now since the Father's Day box. I'm 71. Still competent. Thank you very much. Still married to Carol. Still living in the same house. Amanda tried to steal. We changed the locks. Installed cameras. Got a security system. Not because we're afraid, because we're realistic. The restraining order expired last year. Amanda hasn't tried to contact me. As far as I know, she's living somewhere down in Los Angeles, working some job, starting over. Good for her, I guess. But every Father's Day, I think about that box, about what it represented, the premeditation, the coldness, the willingness to destroy me for money. And I wonder, was there a moment, some split second, where she hesitated, where she thought, this is my dad, I shouldn't do this? Or was it easy? I'll never know. And that not knowing is its own kind of hell. People ask me sometimes, usually people who don't know the whole story, if I regret cutting her off. No, I regret that I had to. I regret that she made it necessary. I regret a lot of things. But cutting her off? That was survival. Because here's what I learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Even if it's your daughter. Especially if it's your daughter. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Meaning the bonds we choose are stronger than the bonds we're born with. Carol chose me. My stepkids chose me. My real friends chose me. Amanda chose money. So I chose peace. It's not a happy ending. It's not even really an ending. It's just where we are now. Separate, safe, sade, but alive, and competent, and surrounded by people who love me for me, not for what they can take from me. That has to be enough. Because it's all I've got. Last week, something happened that brought it all back. I'm at the hardware store, getting some wood stain for a project, turn the corner and almost run into a woman. It's Amanda's mother, my ex-wife. First time I've seen her in years. We stand there frozen. Then she says, "Jerry, Helen, you look good. Still competent, if that's what you mean." She flinches. "That's not fair. Neither was what your daughter tried to do." "She's your daughter too." "No, she's not. Not anymore." Helen looks older, tired, like the last 3 years have been hard on her too. "She asks about you sometimes," she says. "Does she?" "She's different now. Therapy, medication. She understands what she did was wrong." "Good for her." "Jerry, Helen, stop. Please, just stop." "She's sorry." "Sorry she did it? Or sorry she got caught?" Helen doesn't answer. "That's what I thought." I start to walk away. She calls after me. "The kids miss you." That stops me, but only for a second. "The kids don't know me," I say without turning around. Their mother made sure of that. I leave her standing there, drive home with my hands shaking. Carol takes one look at me and knows something happened. I tell her about Helen, about what she said. "Do you believe her? That Amanda's changed?" "I don't know. Maybe people can change." "Do you want to find out?" I think about it. Really think about it. "No," I say finally. "I don't. Because here's the thing. Trust. Once broken like that, doesn't come back. Not really. You can forgive. You can move on. You can even rebuild some kind of relationship. But that base trust? That belief that this person won't hurt you? That's gone forever. And I'm too old to pretend otherwise. So that's my story. That's how I went from being a father to being a stranger, from family to restraining orders, from love to legal documents, all because of a box. A Father's Day box I never opened. Sometimes I dream about it. That box. In the dreams, I open it. Inside, there's different things. Sometimes it's empty. Sometimes it's full of photos from when Amanda was little. Sometimes it's just a card that says, "I'm sorry." But I always wake up before I finish reading it. Carol says, I need to let it go completely. Stop thinking about it. Stop talking about it. She's probably right. But how do you let go of your child? Even a child who tried to destroy you. You don't. You just learn to carry it. Like a stone in your pocket. Always there. Heavy, but manageable. And you hope. Not for reconciliation, not for apologies, not for anything specific. You just hope that somewhere, somehow, she's okay, that she's better, that she's not doing this to someone else. That's all you can do. That, and make sure your will is updated. Your power of attorney is set. Your competency is documented. Because the world is full of Amandas, people who see vulnerability as opportunity, who see love as weakness, who see family as a resource to be mined. And the only defense is vigilance. That, and choosing your real family carefully. Because in the end, that's what this taught me. Family isn't blood. Family is the people who see you at your worst and don't try to take advantage, who see you at your weakest and offer strength, not exploitation. Family is Carol, standing guard over that box, knowing something I didn't want to know. Family is David, dropping everything on a Sunday to protect me. Family is Officer Martinez, treating me with dignity while documenting my daughter's betrayal. Family is everyone who chose to stand with me instead of trying to tear me down. That's family. Everything else is just genetics. And genetics, as I learned the hard way, don't mean a damn thing when it comes to love. Love is a choice. And Amanda chose wrong. So did I for years. Choosing to ignore the signs. Choosing to keep giving. Choosing to believe that blood meant something it didn't. But I'm done choosing wrong. Now I choose peace. Choose safety. Choose the people who choose me back. It's not the Father's Day story I wanted to tell, but it's the one I've got. And maybe someone needs to hear it. Maybe someone else is sitting with their own box, their own betrayal, their own family-turned-predator. If that's you, here's what I want you to know. You're not crazy. You're not paranoid. You're not wrong to protect yourself. Family can be the most dangerous people in your life because they know exactly where to strike. But you can survive it. You can rebuild. You can find real family among the ruins of false blood. It won't be clean. It won't be pretty. It won't feel like victory. But it will be survival. And sometimes that's enough. Sometimes that's everything. The sun's going down now. Carol's inside making dinner. Something smells good, normal, safe. I'll go in soon, wash my hands, sit at the table, eat with the woman who saved me from my own daughter. We won't talk about Amanda. We won't talk about the box. We won't talk about any of it. We'll just be together, safe, competent, alive, and grateful for the family we chose, rather than the family we were given. That's my Father's Day story. 3 years late, but finally told. Not for sympathy, not for judgment, just for truth. Because the truth, even when it's ugly, is better than a beautiful lie. And the truth is this. My daughter tried to destroy me. She failed. I survived. But I didn't win. Nobody wins in situations like this. We just endure and keep going, one day at a time, one breath at a time, one choice at a time, choosing peace over war, safety over risk, truth over denial, and above all, choosing the family that chooses us back. That's all we can do. That's all I can do. And for now, that's enough. It has to be. If you like this story, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions of this story in the comments. To listen to the next story, click on the box on the left. Thank you for watching.